Thank you for tuning in. It's Tuesday night. It's I Choose Me. Hashtag no more excuses. Perspective with the Paulings. It is this Tuesday. We normally do it on the first Tuesday, but last week was 4th of July, and so just so we wouldn't rob you of the conversation that we have, we decided to go on the second Tuesday of this month. So, I'm just gonna wait for some people to start tuning in.
I need a more powerful computer.
Did you say power?
What happened? So yes, we just waiting and we're gonna build up. But I'm just thankful, so thankful that you tuned in. It is Tuesday. It's the journey of I Choose Me. Hashtag no more excuses. Hey, I'm Karen. Thank you for tuning in. And you know, it's just about the journey of loving ourselves to life. And so once a month, I try to use the love of my life to have a conversation about how do you do in relationship, perspective of our relationship, and also hoping that you get your opinions in. So I'm just excited. It's Tuesday, and our topic for today is, are you ready to walk? Wait, what is the topic, baby? Are you ready to step out of your pain and into your power? Turn up the music because we're waiting.
Waiting?
Yeah, we're waiting.
Sorry.
And so I'm giving some time for people to tune in. But in about a minute, we're just gonna go on with who we have. But yes, it's about taking a journey. It's about loving yourself. It's about knowing who you were created to be. So I always like to start with the motto, and our motto is I pledge. Okay, I got you. And our motto is I pledge to love who I am today. I pledge to embrace who I am today, love who I was yesterday, and inspire who I will become tomorrow. And so that's what the journey of I Choose Me is all about. And look at my baby. He wore my t-shirt today. Talk about support, right? He's I choosing me on today. And so I guess we can get started now. And so I always want to start by saying thank you for tuning in to I Choose Me. Hashtag no more excuses with precious thoughts from the soul, where I offer my peace, my purpose, which is soul coaching you into a better relationship with yourself so that you can unlock your gift. In the present, therefore, always bringing your peace, because that's what the journey is all about, recognizing you are a gift. And so it's my intentions to inspire you to open yourself up so you know what you're giving away, and that you no longer sell yourself too short, because you were born enough. And that's just what it's all about. And so for this stop on the journey of I Choose Me, hashtag no more excuses, perspective with the Paulings, the topic is, are you ready to step out of your pain and into your power? Are you ready to step out of your pain and into your power? And so before we get started with the topic, I'm going to go over the definition so we all start, like I said, from the same playing field. And so the two definitions I'm going to do today will be pain and power. So pain, the first definition is for a noun. It is physical suffering or discomfort caused by illness or injury. The synonyms are suffering, agony, torture, torment, and discomfort. The verb is cause mental or physical pain to. Synonyms are hurt, throb, sting, and ache. The second word is power. The first one is a noun and is the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Synonyms are ability, capacity, capability, and potential. The second one is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. The verb of it is move or travel with great speed or force. That is power. And so, when I ask the question, are you ready to walk from your pain into your power? What I'm saying is, are you willing to take the lessons from what you've been through and claim the power of the experience so that you can move into your future? Are you willing to accept and embrace what you cannot change, but what made you who you are so that you can show up in your life with all power? Are you ready to experience that as far as relationships, as far as just who you are and where you are in your life? How many people out there are stuck in yesterday? How many people out there are being reminded of who they were yesterday, and so it stops them and limits them from walking in their full potential and greatness because they have deemed themselves less than because they are stuck in their pain. And so I want to ask you, take a minute to think about what it is that you are stuck in. What moment caused you so much pain that kind of hinders relationships today? What things have happened to you in your past that is stopping you from walking into your future? What pain are you continuing to go through that keeps you from walking into your promise, which is your power? Go ahead. What do you have to say about that? Can you think of anything that may have stopped you?
Not
Hey,
necessarily.
boo. Hey, Kia.
Not necessarily to stop me. I can kind of like break it down.
Okay.
To where even in nature, pain causes you to have power.
Say it.
I'm gonna get a metaphor of a woman in labor, right?
Wow.
When a woman is in labor, she gets these things called contractions. It's a pain. Okay? Every time you get your contractions, you're supposed to push while you're getting pain. Okay? You're pushing out your blessing. The pain is for you to get you to push your blessing.
That's good.
If you got here late, you don't miss that one. The pain is for you to push your blessing. You get it now?
Well, that was deep. That was deep. I even want to emphasize a little bit more on what he said, because that's powerful. Because I'm a woman and nobody knows like us who's given birth what that means. And so he just gave the metaphor of being in labor and the pain that you're in to give forth life, to bring your best gift into the world. It puts you in the midst of pain. And when you push through, which he said, you have to push through the contractions in order to get your gift. You got to push through the pain in order to get your blessing. You got to make it through the storm in order to get in the sun. You got to realize that what you are going through, there is power behind. What you are going through is going to make room for the greatest gift in life, which is what is you, what is yours, what is your vision. And so we're talking about you walking in your vision by pushing through your pain. Ooh, that was deep. We'll keep on going, because I just wanted to go over what he said, because that gave me chill bumps. I don't know about y'all, but that was a good one for a man who never gave birth, right? Ooh, that was good, deep. That was good. That was good.
A lot of times. I've seen birth
He's seen it a lot of times. He's seen it every time for sure. So go ahead. Oh, that was good.
I mean, it's just like I'm bringing that again. Like, what I mean by pushing through the pain, a pain can be a letdown. Someone talking about you creates this hurt feeling. Especially like when it's from someone that's close to you. Like those what you call it? Backbite, backstabbing. Get backstabbed, those are hurts. Those are pains that people go through. Someone cheats on you. That's a pain.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? The pain, I can't tell you what that pain is for. What are you supposed to be, what is it trying to get you to push to? But I know the pain is trying to get you to push to something else. I can't tell you what it is. Only you and God knows that is. And I'm not no God to nobody. I don't think I can worry about it myself. But when you got pain in your life, it's time for you to start pushing to your blessing. You got to push through it. You got to push through the letdowns. You got to push through the layoffs. You got to push through the what? Failing in school. You got to push through the we ain't got enough money. You got to push through all that. You got to.
And what's so powerful about that analogy is that everybody understands what that means. Everybody knows what it feels like to be in the midst of pain. Everybody knows what it feels like to be let down. Everybody knows what it feels like to be disappointed. Everybody knows what it feels like to be deemed not enough. But if you would get past the pain, you can gain the power. If you can get past the dysfunction, you can function. If you can get past the letdown, you can get up. If you can get past what you can't change, then you can exist in a realm of just blessings. You can exist in a realm of your beautiful gift. Because like he said, after you go through the pain of labor, the gift is so precious. The gift was so worth it. How many people out there gave birth? How many people out there can remember what that felt like to go through it? But would you trade any of it for what you got? No. You would accept that pain every time for the gift that you were given. And so we're trying to motivate you and inspire you to push past that pain so that you can move into your power. Nakia says, be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely. Be able to understand that you're going through this for a reason. Be able to understand that it requires this in order for you to reach your greatness. It requires this in order for you to walk in your light. It requires this in order for you to meet your supreme moment of destiny. And so are you ready to deal with the pain of the things you can't change so that you can wake up with the power? Let me tell you what's so prophetic about that. I was thinking about, everybody who goes to church, who knows Jesus, I call him Yeshua. But what I'm saying is that when you think about what he went through, right? It was painful. When his friends lied on him. When the people disappointed him. When he had to hang between two thieves. All the things he had to go through. What did he say? When he got up, they said he got up with all power in his hand. You know why he had power in his hand? Because he didn't concentrate on the pain it took him to get there. He accepted the responsibility of the pain because he knew what the power represented. And so it's time for us to embrace the responsibility of the pain so that we can move into power. The pain is a responsibility because you were equipped and born for that. You are able to sustain it so that you can give forth life. Because what you're holding on to is life. What you can give to somebody else is life. And so the fact that he used that analogy is so on a whole nother level. Because when you go through the pain, you get to live in life. You get to live in your life. Because those experiences and those pains and all of that represents was designed to equip you for your life. It was designed to prepare you for your destiny. It was designed so that you could wake up and walk in your stuff. And so the question is, are you ready to move out of those pains so that you could take your power and that you can move into your rightful place in this world? And that you can show up for yourself in order to show up for other people. Because what you've been through is supposed to be a guiding light for somebody else. But that's the pain I'm talking about. You're going through pain for somebody else. You're going through pain so that you can show up for somebody else. Just like we go through pain for another life. That's somebody else. That was somebody else. So never take the little treasures of life and not apply it to every day. Because everything in life is a small example and a symbol of something that's supposed to transform you in your life, in your atmosphere, in your world. And so if you don't pay attention to all those little things that gives us signs and signals about how we're supposed to show up and what that's supposed to mean, then we miss out on God's greatest gift, which is showing up and being great, showing up and bringing life, showing up and giving love. Go ahead, because that was good. Listen, I'm telling you, I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready for that. You see what happened when you put on the t-shirt? Did you see what happened when you put on the t-shirt? You get enlightened. It's the light. Oh my God, that was brilliant.
I think a little bit, just a little bit. I'm all right.
Yeah, Sybil said you gotta go you gotta go through it to go to it. Step into your power. Absolutely. She put the words perfectly. Kia said, wow, I'm speechless. Yes, life is peaks and valleys, joy and pain. Show up to show out. Absolutely, because Where there's no pain, there's no gain. And who said it best? Was that?
Patty Bear.
No pain, no gain.
Patty
Was
Bear.
that Patty? Correct me if we wrong, but we think it's Patty. But it was no pain, no gain. And that's what it is. It's called growing pains. Anytime you stretch something, it hurts. Anytime you pull something, it hurts. Anytime you do something outside of the norm, it hurts. But when you get into that place, when you get into that realm, when you walk in that purpose, it is going to be so worth it. When you take your power and make it your glory, and when you turn it into your story, life happens. Life happens.
Go ahead. There's always a gain after the pain. You sore from working out. You sore from working out. That's the pain. But you're gonna slim down. That's the gain. You're gonna be more healthy.
Yeah.
Always a gain after the pain.
Very right. No pain, no gain. Thank you. It's very right.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'm only 26, so I really don't.
Oh, right. He was 26 years ago. But I mean, at this time, please speak up. Is there something? Anybody that's watching or online with us, is there anybody who can relate to what we're talking about? That after pain, you got to gain. After you went through the storm, you walked into your season. After it rained, the sun came out. After you went through the journey, you got to tell your testimony. After you dealt with all of that stuff, you became greater. You became more powerful. You became more stronger. You became more conscious. All the things that happen through what you go through makes you amazing. It builds your stamina.
Character.
It prepares you for tomorrow. I'm just excited about that whole thing. It's gonna take me a little while for that to soak in, but I'm just wow. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. It had me looking like I felt like Superwoman. Absolutely. Tanika said after she went through her pain and she pulled her power, she felt like Superwoman. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look back at that situation and say, it didn't get me because I got more to do. It didn't get me because there's so much more in me. It didn't get me because I was equipped and built for this lesson. And now I'm going to turn it into a blessing. Are you turning your lessons into blessings, people? Are you showing up for yourself so that you can take what you've been through and make it something that's going to lift you up into the life you were designed to be in? It requires us to show up on levels that we don't do. It requires us to love ourselves like we never had before. And it requires us to celebrate the journey. Celebrate the journey by embracing the whole story. Stop leaving pieces out of your story. Every bit of it makes you great. Every bit of it inspires you. Every bit of it is supposed to inspire somebody else, because you never know what piece you have that somebody else needs. So don't ever leave pieces out of your story. Don't ever leave the pain out of your story. Tell them about the pain. Show them what the gain was. And show them how once you made it through, you got the biggest gift of all, which is life. When you go through the pain, you get the biggest gift of all, and it's life. And life is waiting inside of you. Life is waiting to happen the minute you release that hurt. The minute you release that pain. The minute you walk into your power. Because you were equipped for such a time like this. You were equipped to take your pains and your stories and change somebody else's life. Change somebody else's experience. But I need us to show up for us in order to show up for each other. We got to show up for us in order to show up for each other. Shamika says, amen. Yes, yes. The sun will always shine again. When it rains, it pours. And when it does, there is only one thing to do. Put on your rain boots and dance in the rain, and always remember the sun will shine again. Thank you for that, Shamika. I take my hat off on that, because that's what it's all about. Recognizing that, just get ready for the storm, right? Because you know after the storm comes the sunshine.
Every time.
Every single time. If you don't go through the darkness, you never get into the light. Matter of fact, let me share this story with y'all. Other day we're in the car and we're with our sons, right? We're taking them. They got football, and they're gonna have they having summer camp, and so my husband tells them that they have practice at 12 p.m. No, he says we have practice at 12, and my youngest son says, well, they're twins, but he's 5 minutes younger. Rayvon says, well, what is it, 12 a.m. or 12 p.m.? And so I respond, 12 p.m. And he says, okay. And so like the mom I am, I ask, well, do you know the difference between AM and PM? You do understand that although it's PM, that's when it's light outside. And when it's 12 AM, it's dark outside. And he said, oh, yeah, I got it. And in that moment, I got an aha moment. Because what I noticed and what God revealed to me is that at the start of every day, in the beginning of every day, it is AM. But it's the darkest hours that the day begins. But when you get into the PM, or when you get into the day, the sun begins to come out. And the sun begins to shine. And he didn't stop there in my mind, y'all. He took me a step farther. He took me back to when the Bible said, in the beginning, there was darkness. And then God said, let there be light. That means everything starts in the dark. Everything starts in the dark. And then you make it to the light. And so if you want to make it to the light, you got to embrace the darkness. You got to embrace the pain. You got to show them that you're ready to start the day. If you're ready to start on your journey and you're ready to start in your life and you're ready to show up, then you got to embrace the pain in order to get the power, in order to get that sunlight, in order to get what you were destined to get. You got to show up in the dark hours to get the sunlight. Do y'all get that? You got to show up in the dark hours, in the darkness of your spirit, in the darkness of the lessons you're being learned, so that you can come out in the light. So that you can come out in the light.
You got to also keep in mind too now.
Oh, I don't know what he about to say, y'all. With that laugh, it was kind of scary.
The pain doesn't necessarily mean good all the time. Like, I'm gonna give you another example. If you're in a relationship and it's painful, not we disagree or we argue or I'm talking about painful, like you crying at night. You in your car by yourself, you crying, you don't even want to go back home. That painful, it's time for you to push. Push means move on. You got to push about the pain.
Push about the pain.
And you sit in it, it's not going nowhere. You can't birth nothing. It's okay. It's okay to make wrong decisions. It's okay. It happens. Nobody makes all the right decisions.
Nobody.
That's why it's grace and mercy. But you got to be able to push through the pain. Because a wrong decision will cause you a lot of pain. You just got to recognize it. And like I say, push through the pain, man.
So you hear that, y'all? You hear that? Yeah. So it don't always mean that the pain is going to give you a new child. It don't always mean that sometimes you got to push through the pain and in certain situations, which is hard and women deal with all the time. Sometimes I had a situation where I had a friend or I had some family members who unfortunately were pregnant and lost the babies, right? And and when she lost the baby, she had to push through the pain, and the baby had to come out. And she didn't get to take the baby home. The baby didn't make it, unfortunately. But she still had to push through and give birth. And so what he said takes you back to both analogies. And so sometimes you're not always going to get a blessing at the end of it. You're not always going to get to take that thing home. You're not always going to get to make that situation work. But what it was meant and designed for you to do is to recognize that it's time to move and push. It was for you to recognize that this wasn't made for you. It was for you to recognize that at this time, you're not ready for this. At this time, God's not ready for this. So sometimes it's not always going to be the best ending. But after you get past that, you live to give birth again. Because she lived to give birth again and again. Do you understand? And so that situation, if she had got caught up in that situation, she would have never got her other two blessings. Do you hear what I'm saying? If she would have got caught up in that situation, they would have never got their two blessings, because it wasn't just her, it was her husband. You know, her man. And so you got to always remember that at the core of everything, there is something in it for you. But you got to embrace it. You got to pay attention. And you got to love yourself enough to figure out what this is teaching me. Is this pain designed to push me, to grow me, to go further in this purpose? Or is this pain designed to knock me off my feet, wake me up, shake me about so I can push past it and move on? You got to decide in the certain stories and the circumstances in your life which pain it is and what you should be doing with it. And so it requires you to know where you're going, and so you can make a conscious and a real decision for your life. And so you shouldn't get advice on your final decision for you. The only advice you should be getting is from yourself on your final decision for your life. Because nobody knows you better than you. And nobody can tell you what's going to work for you, what's going to kill you, what's going to break you, what's going to heal you, but you. But it requires that you get in a relationship with yourself so that you can find out when it's time for you to show up and when it's time for you to go up. You need to figure that one out. And that all starts with loving yourself to life, committing to who you are, and embracing that everything you've been through is why you're so amazing. Everything you've been through is what makes you so powerful and what makes you so great. So come on and walk in that pain and come out of it victorious. Come out of it a mom. Come out of it a parent. Come out of it with a new seed, a new life, a new dream, and a new ability to go to the heights and levels which you were designed and equipped to go. And so I ask again, are you ready to walk out of your pain and into your power? Go ahead, baby. I'm going to get my poem together. Go ahead and do it. That's it? He don't got nothing else?
Ghost.
Anybody need anything to say? I'm about to do my poem, my original poem. Free Ghost. You are so funny. And so at this time, the poem I'm going to share for the week is called Replant Yourself. You see, I notice your roots have been drying up, dear. I see the longing to your soul being suppressed by your fear. Fear of not knowing why the pain you chose to hold. Not understanding it was just a lesson in the stages of your mold. You see, I notice your roots have been withering from day to day because people have been talking while not being mindful of what they say. The phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me is a lie. It's in those moments you start to notice your branches begin to die. For you were made with the intentions of goodness to feed your spirit right. And when you ignore the energy around you, it puts your existence in a fight. A fight with what they say and who you know yourself to be. If you want to win the battle, no more excuses. It's time to I choose me. You see, I notice your roots are in need of replanting because there is so much for you to do. Because in this world of everything, there is a place etched out just for you. You are more than who they say you are. You are more than how you feel. But in order to replant yourself, you have to let yourself heal. Forgive yourself of yesterday, for tomorrow is waiting on you. And the present is a gift from God, so love yourself through and through. He knows what he created. Stand up straight so you can be replanted in the ground. Because in the core of you, there is a treasure waiting to be found. You were born to be great. And understand this, that no one can change what is right. So no more excuses. I choose me paves the way to walk in your light. And so at this time, I like to always remind you that you were born enough. And what you have been through, the pain you have experienced, is why God is waiting for you to show up and push through and bring forth the life he placed in your belly. Embrace the journey so that you can give birth to a new life. Embrace the journey and the pain so that you can show up with the power to make a difference in the world. Show up with your peace. Bring your peace so that you can gain the power that was designed just for you. You have a special light inside of you. We all have something special inside of us. And until we unlock ourselves, embrace our pain, and turn it into the power that it was intended to give us, we'll never walk in our light, and we'll never walk in our truth, and we'll never live in the dream that we have before us. There are things that we want, there are things that we desire, there are things that we are waiting for, and until we can push past the pain, we'll never get the power. He's waiting on you to love yourself, to choose yourself, to show up for yourself, to embrace yourself, and to accept yourself as who you are. Because what you are going through, what you have been through, has already been ordained. And all he needs you to do is stand up in your story so that he can get the glory. And at this time, I just want to end with our motto, which is I pledge to embrace who I am today, love who I was yesterday, and inspire who I will become tomorrow. It requires all of those steps for you to be who you were created to be. It requires all of those steps for you to walk in the light and the life that was designed just for you. Give birth to your dreams. Give birth to your promise by walking out of your pain and into your power. Is there anything you want to say at this time, Ben? Love you too. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. If you missed it, you missed something powerful, go back. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you you look at the video and give us a comments. We love your feedback. We appreciate you showing up for the movement. I appreciate you showing up week to week and just supporting the vision of loving yourself to life. Because I'm here to give my gift. Because all of you guys got a gift that I'm trying to pull out. Let's pull out each other's gifts by showing up for one another, by loving ourselves to life so we can love each other to life. And so until next week, remember, you were born enough. I choose me, # no more excuses, because I am enough. You are enough, so show up in your life and be the light. We love you, and remember, tell yourself every day how special you are, and remember to walk up and show up every single day that you wake up, because after darkness, there's always light. I choose me. No more excuses. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you.